A tremendous pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Now back to the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show on AM800.
Okay, yes, welcome back. I am Dan Gemus. In studio with me today, Aaron Blackmere, sales rep with the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. And we are talking all kinds of things. A reminder, if you're looking to make a move, the Dan Gemus team is always there to help. Mm-hmm. You can reach out to us 7 days a week at 519-566-5565. You can find us on our website as well at dangemus.com. Let's go over to Ron Bondy, our mortgage specialist extraordinaire. Hey, Ron, how are you?
Fantastic. Now that I'm here with you guys.
Oh, jeez.
Buttering us up for what here?
Yeah, what do you want, Ron? What do you want? So listen, first and foremost, I want to thank the Super Mortgage team. You guys are always sponsors of our Country at Heart charity event. We truly appreciate it. You guys have been great supporters, and we look forward to having a great night with you guys on April 27th. Yes. It'll be fun.
Perfect. Yeah, we're always there to support 100%.
Yes, 100% you are.
Save a dance for me, Ron.
Oh, boy.
Oh, for sure.
A line dance would be fun. All right. So today we're talking pre-approvals. When should you get a pre-approval? So again, should you wait until you're basically looking at houses, or should you kind of jump in there first and foremost?
Well, let me ask your guys' opinion. When should you get a pre-approval?
As soon as you think about wanting to buy a house.
ASAP.
Is 5 years too early?
Well, technically, no, because you can make a plan, right? You can plan properly and figure out your saving plan, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. So it is never too early to do a pre-approval. And the reason why I put the 5 years out there is because the first-time home buyer savings account, it takes 5 years to take full advantage of it. So if you're thinking that you might want to own a house, get a pre-approval done, get some advice on where to go and how to, and future plans. So never too early to get a pre-approval. So whether you want to look at a house.
Before you go too far, before you go much further than that, you touched on the plan. Could you elaborate a little bit? Because this could be a whole segment on its own. But could you mention quickly so buyers understand what the benefit is?
The first-time home buyer's plan is you can put up to $8,000 a year into this account, and you write it off against your taxes, and you can do that for 5 years, so to a maximum of $40,000. Now, if that grows to $45,000, then you pull out $45,000 and put it against your house tax-free, and you don't have to repay it back. So the government doesn't give us much often, so when they do, take advantage of it. So that's why I was trying to put that 5-year plan out there.
Yeah.
So if you think you want to buy a house and take full advantage of this program, then you got to have a 5-year plan.
So the difference, again, for something like, because there's a plan that involves your RSPs, correct? Mm-hmm. But you have to pay it back over time.
Right. Your RSPs, you have to pay back over 15 years. The RSP has to be in the account for a minimum of 90 days. And you can only pull out a maximum of $35,000 per applicant.
Okay.
Yeah. So back to the pre-approvals. So why go get a pre-approval early? So one being you can look at your credit. So you might have something on your credit that you don't know about. And reality is you are responsible to maintain your credit. So if there's something on your credit that needs improvement, the best thing to do is to get in front of a mortgage agent early. So that way they can set a roadmap for you. I've had clients on a credit rebuild for up to 5 years to get back to an A lender. So if you meet us early, it shouldn't take that long. You're mostly looking at about 6 months, 8 months to a year. But, meeting us early, getting that plan done is crucial. Looking at your employment. So nothing's worse than if you went and got a pre-approval, you went and found a house, and then you switched employment. Well, that kind of screws up the pre-approval because now you're in a probationary period at your job.
Sure.
So, that way we can advise, like, hey, what are your plans for your employment? Do you plan to move? Are you planning on switching jobs? And we can look at your wage, right? What's your wage? Here's what you can afford. That's not enough for you. You want to be able to afford more. Here's what you would have to make for income to afford that house. So, and work it backwards that way. So there's many ways that we can look at it and help you. Look at your down payment. So a lot of people don't realize it, but banks don't like large deposits in your bank account when you're using it for down payment. It's anti-fraud rule. Anything over $1,000 has to be explained and has to show a 90-day history. So you can imagine if you're moving money from account to account to account, that really increases the amount of paperwork that you're going to need to get us, because every movement is another 90 days of statements. So, a lot of people will come for a pre-approval when they found a house, and then they've been moving money for the last 3 months into several different accounts, and then it takes a lot longer to get you approved on that house, just because we have to show so much history of where that money came from.
Interesting.
And then if you don't qualify for the house that you want, we can look at adding a person. Nothing worse than you have a finance condition on an offer in a house and you can't afford it by yourself, and now you're scrambling to try to find somebody to add to that application. Now, if you did a pre-approval early, you would know that early. You would have the time to talk to parents or grandparents or friends or whatnot and add them to the application so you can shop with confidence. We'll also look at closing costs. A lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, don't think about closing costs. They're like, okay, I have $40,000 to put as a down payment on this house.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are you going to pay for closing costs? So yes, if you're a first-time home buyer, you do get up to a $4,000 rebate on land transfer tax, but there still is quite a bit of closing costs, especially depending on the price of house that you buy. So that's something that we would go through with you as well. And then we would also talk about budgeting, thinking about don't use all your money for your down payment and your closing costs, because after the first month, you're going to have these huge utility bills with all the hookup costs, because nobody thinks of the hookup costs. They always look at, okay, they'll ask you guys, hey, what's the utility bills for this house? And you'll tell them, oh, it's $100 during the summer, $150 during the winter. But they don't think about that. Well, it's $150 just for the hookup costs. So your first utility bill is going to be double for each utility. And then first grocery shop. Guess what? Your fridge does not come equipped like mom and dad. So that first grocery shop is going to cost you a lot of money. The ketchup,
big surprise.
the mustards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not free. So you better plan on that. And like I said, this is something, if you're planning on early and you get in front of us early, we can advise you on a whole lot of stuff that's going to make your life a whole lot easier when you find a house.
Now, Ron, you mentioned mom and dad, and how often are you seeing mom and dad getting involved with first-time buyers?
Right now, I would say it's probably close to 50%.
Wow.
Yeah, the housing prices, like, what about, let's say, 7 years ago or so,
Yes.
first-time home buyers house, maybe 130, right?
Yep.
Maybe, yeah.
Yep, if that, yeah.
And now, first-time home buyer house,
3-4.
maybe 380,
Yep.
340, somewhere around there.
Yep.
So, makes and wages haven't gone up that much according to the house prices. So
That's right.
You need multiple people on, parents, grandparents. Like we see a lot of grandparents jumping on to help their grandkids.
So when that happens, Ron, do you suggest they go on title? Are they just co-signing? What's the best method in your opinion?
It depends on the lender. So some lenders won't take the extra income if they're only co-signing. So the numbers will still be off and you won't qualify for the 5% down. So basically, if you're putting less than 20% down, you're most likely going to have to go on title in order to get the ratios in line in order to qualify for less than 20% down. If you can put 20% down and you're approved by the lender, then I would suggest a cosigner because you have less implications. But again, like, we have a bunch of different rates, and you would get a better rate if that person was on title. So it all depends on what you're looking at. If you're on title, 2023 income tax rules is make sure you file your bare trust so that the person that has no interest in the house, that's just on for them to qualify for the mortgage, does not have to pay taxes when the child sells the house.
Jeez. That's a whole other topic on its own. Let's actually put that on the docket for the next couple weeks if we could. That's a huge topic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Anything else? What are you foreseeing with interest rates? Any talk, of some reductions?
All the economists are still predicting June. Some have actually moved to July, but the majority of them are still saying June. So we predict a hold in April, and hopefully we start seeing a slow decline, in June.
I'm a little nervous. I can't imagine even considering a decrease in April. We're already seeing a big spur of activity right now, and it's making me a little bit nervous. So I can't imagine if the Bank of Canada were to reduce in April and things were to pick up even more steam. We'd be in trouble, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna reduce in April. Yeah, and they have warned if they see house prices going out of control again, they will start going the other way.
Right.
So
I personally don't see that not working out exactly like that. You've talked to Aaron, all of us on the team. Like, we're seeing the action picking up drastically over the last month.
Yeah.
Now, naturally, spring things pick up and they get busier. But we're starting to see multiple offers again, even in the higher price points, which it's making me a bit nervous. So I don't know.
It's one of those danged if you do, danged if you don't kind of thing, right?
I know.
yeah,
We'll see what comes of it, but it's going to be interesting for sure.
100%. You keep them too high for too long, which a lot of people are saying. A lot of economists are saying that they have. You hurt the economy. So, like Aaron said, danged if you do, danged if you don't.
Yep, 100%. Listen, Ron, if someone has questions out there, if they want to get a pre-approval, or if they want to, figure out how to get mom and dad involved, what's the best way to reach out to you and your team?
You can call me on my cell phone, 519-791-2961. And you can email me at ronbondy@supermortgageteam.ca, or you can get a hold of one of your agents.
I got you on speed dial, Ron.
Oh,
well, for sure, 100%.
Listen, Ron, thank you as always, and we'll talk in a couple weeks.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. See you soon. It's Ron Bondy, agent with the Super Mortgage Team. Always great to have him on, and some great insight there. So, okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to give away the pair of tickets.
I'm so excited.
Yes, for our Country at Heart charity event happening April 27th, Saturday, April 27th. Come party with us. If you want a chance to win, text the keyword HEART, 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 with your first and last name to 10800. We'll give that away in the next in the next segment. Only 10 minutes left of the show, and we're going to come back and we'll listen. We have a couple of listener questions we'll get to as well. Okay, so lots more to come right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.